Kei whea a Mauri Tau. Where is Mauri Tau? A well-being adventure guided by atua Maori. A book by Andre McLaughlin, Waikari Moana Waitoki and Lisa Cherrington. Illustrated by Jamie Sims. Tamariki is an 8-year-old boy who is on a quest to find Modito, a magical Mokai, pet of Hine-te-iwaiwa, god of forests, birds and people. Tamariki is upset because he can't visit his nanny and koro and he misses them. Tamariki's mother, Maya, tells him that when she was a little girl, she could always find Modito when she needed him the most. Modito has magical powers that children can use when they're upset. He is fluffy, with huge colourful wings, soft eyes, and a warm smile. Everyone who spends time with Modito feels so much better. Hine-te-iwaiwa named his Mokai Modito because he's filled with the same energy that's in everything. There's energy in the wind, the trees, the sun, and people. This energy is called Modi. You also have Modi in you. Sometimes it is noho, so it's slow and doesn't want to do anything. Maybe you want to rest, or maybe you feel podi, sad. This is called Modi noho. Sometimes your Modi can feel oho, which is tutu, jumpy, uncomfortable or agitated, or just hihiko, energetic like when you want to do things. You can also be awangawanga, worried, or riri, angry. And you can be harikoa, happy or experiencing wana, excited or inspired. This is called Modi oho. Right in the middle of noho and oho is where Modito likes to be. When you're in the middle, Modito will come and look for you because you're tau, settled and calm. That's when you'll see him. Tamariki is Mauri oho. He's upset and moke, lonely, because he's missing his grandparents. Would you like to help Tamariki find Modito so that he can feel better? Modito likes to visit all of Hine-te-iwaiwa's whānau, ngā atua, the gods. So you'll need to visit them, complete some magical tasks, and then they'll give you clues to help find him. Dear Timatanga, the beginning. This adventure starts in your imagination, so you need to be comfortable and relaxed. Modito is easier to find when you're lying down. You're going to imagine you're meeting the atua, who will give you clues about where to find Modito. To help you get comfortable, listen to what your body is telling you. What can you feel in your body? In your puku, your shoulders, or chest? Do you notice any kariaroto, feelings, like harikoa, happy, hihiko, energetic, podi, sad, or awangawanga, worried or anxious? Are you in Modi noho, Modi tau, or Modi oho? Good noticing. Now let's go on a quest to find Modito. Te kōmuri o Tawhirimatea. Using your imagination, think about how the wind blows the leaves along the ground. Tawhirimatea is the god of the winds. He is the first atua who will help you in tamariki by showing you his magical breath. Te kōmuri o Tawhirimatea. His breath is so strong it can bend trees, and so soft it can help manu fly. He wants to see how strong your magical breath is before he will give you the first clue. Can you help tamariri by showing him how to blow your magical breath? His breath will be the first sound that Mauri Tau hears. Let's help tamariri. Imagine that you're looking up at a huge hōkioi flying in the sky with her friend, a kahu. A hōkioi is a giant eagle that lived in the time of our tipuna, and a kahu is another type of smaller eagle that still flies today. One of the hōkioi feathers falls from the sky. Your first task is to keep the hōkioi feather floating in the air. The feather is long and you can make it any colours you want. Now see it floating above your head. Ka pai, tamariri is copying you. Let's prepare your magical breath to be like te kōmuri o Tawhirimatea. Hā ki roto, breathe in slowly through your nose. Count to 4 to help you breathe slowly. Tahi, rua, toru, whā. Kuku toha, hold your breath for 4 seconds. Tahi, rua, toru, whā. Watch the hōkioi feather float above you. Hā ki waho, gently and slowly blow out your kōmuri so the feather doesn't get blown away. Tahi, rua, toru, whā. Hā ki roto, breathe in through your nose. Tahi, rua, toru, whā. If you use your mouth, you might suck the feather into your puku. Hold for 4 seconds, watching the feather slowly float closer and closer to you. And then slowly, hā ki waho, letting the feather rise and float above you. And hold for 4 again. Hā ki roto, counting to 4, holding your breath for tahi, rua, toru, whā. And slowly, hā ki waho, tahi, rua, toru, and whā. Then hold for tahi, rua, toru, whā. Now tell me, what do you notice in your body? What do you notice about your feelings? Where did you notice your thoughts go? Our thoughts often wander away from us, to things happening around us, thinking about our next kai meal, or to things that we are worried about. That's just what thoughts do. When you notice that they have wandered off, gently bring them back to our task. Now let the hōkioi feather just float away. Ka pai, you've learnt the first skill on your quest to find Mauri Tau. He rawe. Keep noticing what happens as we do all the magical tasks. Did you see where your feather floated off to? Tawhirimatea has blown it in the direction of Tane's forest. That's a good tohu, a sign that we're on the right path. Maybe we'll find our next clue in Tane's forest. Tane and the ngārara. You and Tamariki are now in Dāne's forest. I want you to imagine that you're lying down in the soft grass under a giant dōtara tree. When you look up, you can see Tamanui te rā, the sun, shining through the leaves, warming your body. In the distance, you hear two voices arguing. You turn to look, and through the trees you can see the atua Whiro staring angrily at Dāne. Whiro waves his arms, and suddenly a swarm of ngārara, insects, covers Dāne. One of the ngārara has lost his way. It's a ngaro, a fly. The fly has landed on the end of Tamariri's nose. Now imagine that the fly has landed on your nose. Your next task is to move the fly without using your hands. So, squish your lips together, close your eyes tightly, and scrunch up your nose as tight as you can. This is called whakakikini, creating tension. Holding for tahi, rua, toru, whā. Now wiggle your nose and face. He's flown away, so tukua kia rere. Release all the muscles in your face. Whoops! He's come back. Whakakikini. Tahi, rua, toru, whā. Now wiggle again. He's flown away. Tukua kia rere. Release. Just rest for a few seconds. Notice what's happening in the muscles around your face as you relax. And he has come back. Here's a tutu, this fly. Whakakikini. Tahi, rua, toru, whā. Now wiggle and kia rere. The fly has gone away once more. Release. Now tell me, what do you notice in your body? Any kikini? Tension? What do you notice about your feelings? Where did you notice your thoughts go? If your thoughts have wandered off, well done for noticing. Gently bring them back to what we are doing. Ka pai. Keep noticing what happens as we do all the magical tasks. Dāne comes back to his forest and thanks both you and Tamariri for being very clever and getting rid of one of Whiro's ngārara. He says that his mōkai, Mauri Tau, might be visiting Maui and his whānau, who live further on in the forest. Ka pai, you and Tamariri have got your next clue. Muri Rangawhenua and the Magic Jawbone. Further on in the forest, you and Tamariri meet an old lady. Tamariri asks her if she knows where to find Maui. She says she's Maui's grandmother, Muri Rangawhenua. Tamariri says that he knows about a story where she gave Maui a strong and magical jawbone for his adventures. She says that's right, she did. She asks if you and Tamariri would like a strong jaw like Maui. Tamariri says, yes, please. Do you want a strong jaw too? This is your next task. For this, we're going to imagine that we're chewing on 10 giant pieces of bubblegum. And they are really hard bubblegum. So put the bubblegum in your mouth, all 10 pieces. Your mouth is getting pretty full now. Now, bite down on the bubblegum as hard as you can. Whakakikini. Tense up your jaw and neck as you squeeze down. Hold it there for 4 seconds. Tahi, rua, toru, whā. Now tukua kia rere, release. Let your jaw just drop and relax. Notice how it feels when the kikini is gone. Now let's keep going. Bite down again on your giant mouthful of bubblegum. Holding here for tahi, rua, toru, whā. Now tukua kia rere, let your jaw drop. Just rest for a few seconds. Notice what's happening in the muscles of your neck and face as you relax. And one last time, bite down, holding here for tahi, rua, toru, whā. Now tukua kia rere. Now tell me, what do you notice in your body? What do you notice about your feelings? Where did you notice your thoughts go? Muriranga Whenua says you'll have a super strong jaw now. Tamariri asks if she knows where Maui is. She says, yes, he's over the hill with his brothers making rope. You might need to help him if you want to talk with him. He's a busy man. Tamariri says, let's go. Maybe Maui knows where Mauri Tau is. Maui captures the sun. While you and Tamariri are walking over the hill, you see a group of men making all different types of ropes out of flax. Tamariri asks the group what they're doing. Tēnā rā koutou, hiaha koutou mahi. One of the men said that he was Maui's brother, Maui Mua, and that Maui was unhappy that Tamanui-te-rā, the sun, had been moving so fast across the sky. The days were always too short, which meant there wasn't enough light in the day for everyone to work or for kids to play. So Maui decided to catch the sun and slow him down. Tamariri asks, can we talk to Maui? Maui Mua says, you'll need to help us hold down the sun with Maui's magical ropes first. Tamariri agrees. Do you want to help him? Your task is to help Maui and his brothers pull the sun down from the sky. Maui does a karakia over his ropes, making them magical, and throws them over the sun, capturing him. Now you join Maui and his brothers as they try to pull down the sun. So stretch out your arms high, holding the ropes around the sun. Tamanui-te-rā is pulling back against you, So stretch your arms out as far as you can in front of you, and then up as high as you can. Stretching your shoulders back as far as you can, and hold like that for 4 seconds. Noticing the kikini, tension in your neck and shoulders. Tahi, rua, toru, and whā. Now quickly drop the ropes. Tukua kia rere. Dropping your arms down. Notice all the muscles in your arms and shoulders releasing and becoming relaxed and heavy. Time for another turn. As Tamanui is pulling back up, grab the rope and stretch your arms out as high as you can. Whakakikini. Keep holding for 4 seconds. Tahi, rua, toru, and whā. Okay, let go, release the ropes. Tukua kia rere. Just rest for a few seconds. Notice what's happening in the muscles of your shoulders and neck as you relax. And one last time, grab the rope, holding your arms as high as you can, stretching your arms way up, whakakikini, tahi, rua, toru, whā. Now tukua kia rere. Now tell me, what do you notice in your body? What do you notice about your feelings? Where did you notice your thoughts go? Tamariki says, "Wow, those ropes were magical." Maui comes up to you both and says, "Kia ora mō tērā mokopuna mā. Thanks for your help." Tamariki asks, "Do you know where Tānei's mōkai Mauri Tau is? We're looking for him." Maui says, "You should talk to Hine-te-iwaiwa. Mauri Tau always goes to her because she feeds him. I learnt how to make my ropes from her." Weaving harakeke with Hine-te-iwaiwa. Imagine that you're walking through a huge garden filled with long, pointy harakeke plants. This is where Hine-te-iwaiwa works. She's the goddess of childbirth and weaving and woman's art. Hine-te-iwaiwa has been preparing harakeke to make rope handles for a baby's wahakura for one of Maui's mokopuna. Wahakura are beds for babies that keep them warm and safe when they sleep with their parents. Tamariki asks Hine-te-iwaiwa if she knows where to find Mauri Tau. Hine-te-iwaiwa speaks very softly to you. She sounds like a lullaby as she says, "Yes, but first I have to make some rope handles. I've just boiled some muka. When it's cool, I need to squeeze out all the water and then hang it up to dry. Would you like to help me?" Tamariki is getting better at knowing what to do now. He quickly says yes. Do you want to help too? This is your next task. Hine-te-iwaiwa gives you both a small handful of soft muka. Muka are the threads inside the flax leaf which are very strong. You feel the muka, which looks like a long string. It's soft and smells sweet. I want you to imagine holding a big bunch of muka threads, just like a big rolled up towel. With both hands, squeeze as hard as you can. This is called kōtete, squeezing the water out. You'll need to squeeze it for 4 seconds to get all the water out. Count in your head. Keep going. Tahi, rua, toru, and whā. Do you notice how tight your hands and fingers feel? Now, tukua kia rere, slowly release the muka. noticing all the muscles in your forearms, hands and fingers releasing and becoming relaxed and heavy. So again, we have our next bunch of muka in our hands. Ko te, squeeze tight, tahi, rua, toru and whā. Now tukua kia rere, release. Again, notice the change in how your hands and arms feel. Just rest for a few seconds. Notice what's happening in the muscles of your forearms, hands and fingers as you relax. And there's one last bunch to go. Ko te, tahi, rua, toru, whā. And finally, tukua kia rere, release. Now tell me, what do you notice in your body? What do you notice about your feelings? Where did you notice your thoughts go? He kaha korua ki te āwhina, says Hine-te-iwaiwa. She's thanking you for your help. Maui will also be happy with the wahakura. Hine-te-iwaiwa weaves her hands in front of you and a rainbow appears. He aniwa niwa. She tells you in tamariki to walk through the rainbow to find two matoinga at the top of a mountain. Mauri Tau has gone to help him speak to his brothers, two matakaka and whiro, who have been arguing. Two matoinga and the platform. Imagine that you and tamariki walk through the rainbow. When you come out, you're at the top of a big mountain. There are angry storm clouds rolling around in the sky. You and tamariki see two matoinga. He's the god of people and war, and he makes things safe for us to use, like using our land for growing food. Tu matoinga is calling out to his brother Tu matakaka to help him with his argument with whiro, but it's so windy and noisy that Tu matakaka can't hear him. Tu matoinga asks tamariki if he can help lift him higher so Tu matakaka can hear him. Tamariki has a great idea. He says, "Yes, I'll lie down and you can stand on my puku. It's strong." Do you want to help tamariki too? Okay, your task is to be a tuāpapa, a solid platform so Tu matoinga can stand on your puku and call out to Tu matakaka. So here he comes, Tu matoinga. Tense your puku muscles and push your back hard into the floor. Now whakakikini, tense and hold. Tahi, rua, toru, whā. And he hops off, so tukua kia rere, release the kikini. Oh where, let's try again. Tu matakaka didn't hear Tu matoinga. Tense your puku muscles, whakakikini, tahi, rua, toru, whā. And he hops off, so tukua kia rere. It's so windy that Tu matakaka still can't hear him. One last try, he says. Whakakikini, tahi, rua, toru, whā. Ka pai, Tu matakaka heard him. Tukua kia rere. Now tell me, what do you notice in your body? What do you notice about your feelings? Where did you notice your thoughts go? Kia ore tamama mo te āwhina, he toa maia kōrua. Tu matoinga thanks you and says you're very strong. Tamariki asks, do you know where Mauri Tau is? Tūmatuanga says, yes, he's lying on Papatuanuku, where it's nice and warm. You just need to walk down the maunga, through the trees, and across the muddy paddock. Connecting with Papatuanuku. As you come to the trees at the bottom of the maunga, you see that the paddock is very muddy. Tamariki says to you, our next task must be to walk through muddy Papatuanuku. Do you want to come too? So imagine that you're stepping in some sticky, wet mud. You sink in up to your knees, but it feels warm and slushy. It feels nice. So push your legs down as far and hard as you can into the mud. Wiggle your toes at the bottom like you're mixing up the mud. Holding your feet down here for a bit longer. Tahi, rua, toru, whā. Now tukua kia rere, release and relax your feet and legs. Notice how it feels in your feet and legs as you relax. Have another turn. Push your feet down. Stretch your toes forward. Wriggle your toes. Can you feel the mud squeezing between your toes? Keep the stretch here. Tahi, rua, toru and whā. Now tukua kia rere. And one last time. Stretch out and push down with your legs and feet. Wiggle your toes. Tahi, rua, toru, whā. And now tukua kia rere, release. Now tell me, what do you notice in your body? What do you notice about your feelings? Where did you notice your thoughts go? Ka pai, you've made it out of the mud. Would you like to wash the mud off? You can see that there's a beautiful, still puna, a pool of fresh water. Tamariki says, let's wash the mud off our feet and have a rest. Finding Mauri Tau. Imagine that you and Tamariki look into the puna and you both see a reflection of Mauri Tau smiling at you both. You look behind, but he's not there. Instead, Tamariki's mother Maya is sitting there. She asks, did you find Mauri Tau? Tamariki says, I think I did. Is he inside me? Tamariki's mother says, yes, Mauri Tau is inside you. You've learnt some ways of finding him there. Remember, ngā atua are everywhere. Their tohu are everywhere, in the wind, the mud, and under the warmth of the sun. When you notice and listen, they'll show you that you're special, you are loved, and you can be strong when you need to be. Tamariki says, I feel much better. I am looking forward to seeing Nani and Koro. I think I'll draw them a picture to show them that I miss them. Great idea. I will post it. So now that you are feeling better, let's have a look at what you can notice about you and your body now, says Maya. What do you notice with your breath? Do you have the kōmuri of Tawhirimatea, the gentle breath? Or is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it fast or is it slow? What do you notice with your hands and forearms? Are they tense, like squeezing the muka? Or are they relaxed? What do you notice in your face and your jaw? Is it tense, like you have been biting down hard? Or do you notice it's relaxed? What do you notice with your arms and shoulders? Do you notice kikini, tension, like when you are pulling the ropes for tamanui te rā? Or are they relaxed? What do you notice in your puku and your back? Any kikini? Are there parts that feel loose and relaxed? What do you notice in your legs and feet? Kariaroto, what emotions do you notice? And finally, your thoughts. Are they focused on what you are doing now? In the past? Or maybe thinking about things that are happening next? Whenever you feel sad or upset, or you have no energy, imagine you're helping Maui or Hine-te-iwaiwa. You can practice squeezing muka or holding on to Maui's ropes. Notice if you need to relax, then you can find Mauri Tau. If you feel Mauri oho, like getting angry or distracted, and want to find Mauri Tau, use the kōmuri of Tawhirimatea to breathe. You can also try and make your jaw like muriranga whenua. Mauri Tau will come to you when you notice your body, your thoughts and your feelings. Tamariri turns to you and says, "Ngā mihi taku hoa. Thank you, my friend. It was so much easier with you helping me. The more we practice these magical tasks, the better we'll be at finding Mauri Tau."